guys? We're back at it again with Touchdown Talk, a ZB Media production show brought to you by BetStamp. I'm, as always, Zack Brown. Got a lot of stuff to preview in the NFL and humongous games in college football. So we're going to preview that here in a second, but you know what? I want to talk about a couple things real quick. I want to talk about the Eagles-Bills game, and I want to talk about the Appalachian State Mountaineers, the two teams that I, of course, favorite, as you can tell. Very excited for the two big games that happen on Saturday, Sunday. Let's start with App State. Let's talk about them real quick. What a year it's been. Emotional roller coaster with App State. Losing several games in a row and bouncing back, and now are in contention to win the Sun Belt Conference Championship. I don't think anybody saw that coming, the way the team was playing, but they dug deep, and a lot of people were calling for Sean Clark's job, wanted him out of town. But now, clearly he's turned it around, and potentially could be a conference champion, and obviously is going to be in a bowl game, and potential bowl winner again this year. That shows a lot of heart and grit of this team. It's kind of the backbone of App State, and it's what they've been known for. So I'm excited for it. App State travels to Troy for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. We'll preview that in a second. Let's talk about the Eagles-Bills game that everybody is either ecstatic about or bitching about. People are calling the Eagles the worst 10-1 team in the history of the NFL. I don't really know about that. I see a team that has a fearless leader that will do anything that he can do to win, to make sure the team wins. He doesn't care about the stats. He just wants to win. At the end of the day, does it matter if you threw 700 yards and ran for 15 touchdowns in a game when you lose? No, it doesn't matter. It matters if you win. And the Eagles, coming off that Super Bowl loss, they have a lot of determination to get back there and not just be in that game, but to win the game. That is the ultimate goal, obviously. Jalen Hurts, as the leader, never fazed by anything. He throws quite a few picks, especially in the first half of games this season, but he finds a way to adjust. The coaches find a way to adjust, and they just win these games. Now, if they could put together a full 4 quarters, please, for the love of God, do that. I would very much appreciate that, because my blood pressure can only rise so fucking much in a game. But humongous win over the Bills, setting up for the NFC Championship rematch and possibly NFC Championship preview of this coming season. 49ers are obviously beyond determined to be in this game, and the Eagles are the underdogs for this game. Home underdogs as a 10-1 team. You don't see that often, so what happened the last time Eagles were home underdogs in significant games going down the stretch? Well, they proved everybody wrong, and they ended up going on a run and winning the fucking Super Bowl. That's the heart of Philadelphia. That is the mindset of the city and of this team. A few of the Super Bowl winners are left on that team. They know what it's like. They are going to get the guys pumped up. I'm excited to preview that with you guys today. So without further ado, let's preview the NFL Week 13. I think we're in Week 13 right now. Holy shit. I think. Yeah, that's right. Fuck. The NFL Week 13, we're going to preview it. And as the primary partner of this show, BetStamp, as you can see up top, that is what this portion of the NFL games and the college football previews are brought to you by. sports betting's rapidly been rising in popularity, and I want to connect you all with an opportunity to get started or get ahead of the game. Um, Having multiple sports book accounts, that is the best way and the most efficient way to maximize your profits. And obviously, there's never been a better time to sign up. When you visit my page here on the screen, signupexpert.com/ZB, you'll be connected to all sports books in your region. It'll just ask you, hey, which state are you in? What country are you in? Wherever you might be. If you're North Carolina sports books, it's coming. It's coming here in 5-6 weeks now, so look out for that. But there's all sorts of other stuff you can do as well, just daily fantasy, things of that nature. So use that. Go to that website that have you posted right there. Copy and paste it. It's also going to be in the description as well. Be connected to all the sports books in your region, along with a review of each platform and its unique benefits, like Underdog Fantasy, and just all of these great places that's so easy to bet, and sometimes a little too easy. So use it wisely. But you've got Parlay Play, Underdog Sports, Lock Spread, all those. Check them out. These all have valuable sign-up offers for new users when you register through my link, so you'll automatically receive the top offer on each one, so why not do it? When you use multiple sports books, you ensure that you can always access the best available odds, which is key to, obviously, successful sports betting. If you want to take advantage of all these benefits and support the brand, just consider signing up. Go to use the link right there on my chest and in the description as well. So check it out. BetStamp is such a great way to organize all of your sports betting needs. Excited to have them on as a partner and appreciate them as we go ahead and preview this week's NFL and college football humongous games coming up. Let's dive right into the Week 13 action first in the NFL. Going through all these games, Thursday Night Football, like always, we preview first. The Seahawks heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I have a couple little bit of bets in this one sprinkled around. I got some cheddar cheese a little around the NFL this week. But this one, if you don't take a few of the Cowboys, you're dumb. There's a few of the sites, if you check out that link, that have a very simple bet. You have higher or lower on one single yard done by Dak Prescott. So obviously it's pretty much a surefire bet. You might as well use it. Go ahead and do that. Cowboys, they're very, very good, especially at home. And this is coming from an Eagles fan too. You've got to obviously respect what they have. They've got the firepower. The Seahawks will be one of the tougher teams they have coming into their stadium. Seahawks coming off a very hard loss on Thanksgiving to the 49ers. I still can't really go against the Cowboys at home. I don't even think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to see a very similar game like the Cowboys have been doing at home. Dak Prescott's going to have a lot of yards. I would go the over yards, whatever they might have that. I think it's around 280 or something like that. Definitely go over. I think he goes over 300 in this game. And I think CeeDee Lamb will also have a big game, so you might want just some friendly advice on that one. But Cowboys, I think, win big 38-17 at home, setting up for a massive showdown with the Philadelphia Eagles next week. All right. Going into Sunday slate, we've got the Colts and Titans in an AFC South showdown at Tennessee. Tennessee is kind of looking almost like a rebuild now, and they beat the Panthers, but who hasn't beat the Panthers this year? Colts, they're looking all right. Minshew Mania is definitely happened for real. I don't have any bets in this one. I kind of would stay away from this game because, first of all, divisional game, and these two teams are so inconsistent in what they do offensively and defensively. But do what you want if you know a little bit more about the Colts or Titans. Do what you got to do there. I don't think Derrick Henry will have a big game. Chances are he'll probably have a touchdown if they get down towards the goal line. He usually gets in. Who's going to tackle him that much? Only that close, so no one. But I like the Colts in this one. I think it'll be a pretty hard-fought battle. I like the Colts over the Titans, 21-17. Falcons at the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, a 21-day practice window for coming back from IR has now opened. I don't see any reason they should rush him back because I'm pretty sure the season's over with. Unfortunately, I know a lot of Jets fans too. I know the hardships they've gone through. It sucks, and I kind of know those days. Being an Eagles fan and fellow Eagles fans, you know what I'm talking about. Falcons, I think they're technically in the lead of the NFC South, and they don't have a winning record, but they kind of realize, hey, we've got a really, really good rookie running back in Bijan, and just feed him the damn ball. It's kind of like what the Giants do with Saquon. At least they did with Saquon. They kind of overuse Saquon, though. Well, they're definitely underusing Bijan. So definitely look at the Falcons to utilize him more. The Jets' defense is really good, but that utility back that Bijan is, I like the Falcons in this one. Not a high-scoring affair, as you could probably guess. 20-13. Falcons going to New York and pretty much end the Jets season right there. And I think you'll probably see Aaron Rodgers be out for the year. Take his time coming back. Get it for next year. Lions at the Saints. I don't have any particular bets in this one, but I would, if I were you, check out Jared Goff's numbers in this one. Them working the play action and hitting Laporta is very, very impressive. They're coming off a very emotional loss to the Packers on Thanksgiving. So the Lions are looking to bounce back. The Saints are also looking to bounce back after that loss to the Falcons. So it's in New Orleans, but I think Dan Campbell will have his guys ready to go going against his former coaching team. The Lions will pull out this one, and I think they'll win convincingly, 26-16. Lions over the Saints. Broncos at the Texans, the hottest team in football right now. Was it 6 in a row the Broncos have won? They're 6-5. Looked like the sky was falling, especially when they gave up 70 points to the Dolphins. But Russ is cooking, and I actually do have Russ in this one. It's only 212 yards on most sports books that he's supposed to throw over-under. Go the over, especially the Texans gave up nearly 400 yards passing to Trevor Lawrence last week. And those Texans were home as well, and they weren't even selling out, which is crazy because you have a franchise quarterback now, potential MVP candidate, and nobody's coming out to see him. Broncos fans will travel a lot better than Jaguars fans to Houston, though. So it might be almost a 50-50 game with Broncos and Texans fans. I'm going to keep riding the Broncos train, if you will. I like them to go into Houston, control the game, have the time of possession, make enough plays down the stretch. CJ Stroud still probably have a pretty decent game. I look at him as well to at least throw 2 touchdowns in this game. Might be under on the passing yards, though. Broncos defense has kind of settled down and gotten things right. Well, I'm going to go with the Broncos in this, 27-21 over the Houston Texans, that make it another win for Sean Payton and making a playoff push. And who'd have thought that? Ain't nobody thought that one. So if he makes the damn playoffs, you might have to give Sean Payton the damn coach of the year, because this is starting to get impressive now. Chargers, Patriots, potentially Bill Belichick's landing spot, where all the rumors are. I'm staying away from this game, mainly because the Patriots defensively have been very impressive. If I had to take a shot in the dark, I would have the under on yards for Justin Herbert. I can't believe Brandon Staley still got a job right now. I do like the Chargers because they can score at least, and the Patriots' offense is just abysmal. So even if it is in New England, doesn't really matter at this point. It won't be as much of a firework game as you would expect. 20-16 Chargers over the Patriots. Cardinals, Steelers. The over-under in this is 40, and it's kind of crazy. Because when I'm thinking of it, I think Kyler Murray can potentially put up points for you. And the Steelers' offense finally gets over 400 yards, the first game without Matt Canada. So this is kind of a toss-up a little bit, but the Steelers are home. Playing in Pittsburgh is a big deal. I think the Steelers will score a couple touchdowns in this, surprisingly. I think they need to get George Pickens going. I expect him to get a touchdown on this. I thought he would get a touchdown last week. Expect George to get a touchdown this. Expect Kenny Pickett to have a pretty good game against that Cardinals defense. I like the Steelers 23-17 over the Arizona Cardinals. Dolphins Commanders. Dolphins are going to keep it rolling. Very easy if you want to get quick bets. The over on Tyreek, whether it's scoring or reception, he's going to do fine. Put him on it. The Commanders' defense is not that good. Put Sam Howell under on the rushing. The Dolphins' defense is very stout. They will keep him contained. They're going to pass a lot, so expect the completions to be over. I think they're in the mid-20s, so I would go over on that. But I like the Dolphins to outright win this game 30-17 over the Washington Commanders. Heading down to an NFC South battle again. At least this isn't in primetime because the NFL's been notorious for terrible primetime games this year. Buccaneers favored by 5, had home against the Panthers. What can I say? Panthers firing everybody. David Tepper needs to fire himself. Terrible owner. Why would you hire Frank Reich the year after he got fired midseason last year? Oh, yeah, he's definitely the answer that we need. I don't know if Bryce is the guy or not because that offensive line doesn't give him time, so we don't know. He doesn't have weapons. It's just I don't know who's going to get that job. Sometimes you might see a team spark for new coaching, and that's not going to happen in this. The team is miserable right now, 1-10. Buccaneers are going to win this money line easily. I'd spread some wealth on Baker and Mike Evans in this one against that Panthers defense. Panthers defense is not horrible, but I would go under on pretty much everybody in the Panthers. I have Adam Thielen at under. I think I have 63 yards. I'm go under on that. I don't expect anything big out of that. Buccaneers, again, win outright. No problem there. 27-10 over the Panthers. Panthers can't score. America's Game of the Week. What everybody's been waiting on. My preview that I've been waiting on. I've been excited for it. I know a lot of 49ers fans at my work. So, 49ers, and what's the newest money line right now? 3-point favorites on the road in Philadelphia. Pretty crazy to me. It's going to be rainy, shitty weather, once again, cold in Philadelphia, kind of how it was last week. It didn't affect Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a better runner than Brock Purdy, though. I expect Brock Purdy to make a lot of completions, especially to Debo. This is an emotional game for Debo Samuel. And the Eagles have issues guarding tight ends too, so look at George Kittle to have a big-time game as well. He's only over-unders on 46 points on 46 yards for him, so definitely give some cheddar on him. He will have a big game. I expect C-Mac to have a big game. This is going to be tough for the Eagles, and I'm a true Eagles fan, but I try to be unbiased as much as I can on these. Eventually, you're going to have to lose. It's the NFL. It happens. Jalen Hurts would argue with me if he heard this, but I do like the 49ers to get a little bit of a revenge. They'll have a lot of emotion in this. Not saying they'll go on a run to get the number 1 seed. I still think the Eagles can get the number 1 seed. Then this could be a preview of what's to come at the end of January as well in the NFC Championship game. But for now, I'm picking the 49ers 23-20 over the Eagles in a close game. It's going to be close regardless. I think it's going to be a lot of high emotions. You might see some unnecessary roughness penalties and things of that nature, and taunting penalties in this game as well. Next game, Browns at the Rams. I'm staying away from this one. Rams put on a clinic. Of course they did, because Matt Stafford was just released from my fantasy team. I had the quarterback that played last week was Kyler Murray, because I thought it would be better. And it didn't work out that well. But Browns defense is fantastic. Rams is so hot and cold, so this is a hard game to really predict. Rams are favored at home by 3.5, mainly because the Browns offense, it might be Joe Flacco's time to go. We don't know. I'm going to take the Rams in this, though. Puka Nacua to take care of business, to have a big-time game. I would definitely look at that one. I think Stafford will have a good game against the Browns overall. Myles Garrett will, if he's healthy and he's back, that'll shake things up. But without him, it's going to be a little tough. But Rams 26-20 over the Browns. Chiefs at the Packers on Sunday Night Football. This would have been a lot more intrigue if the Packers were better this year. The Packers are on a 2-game win streak, so that's something. Jordan Love's kind of coming into his own, but the Chiefs' defense is the best part of that team right now, and that's shocking because they got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. That being said, the Chiefs had to kind of dig deep and had to come from behind against the Raiders in a 14-0 game and came back to just slaughter them. Chiefs offense got going. They got scoring in the second half. You'll see very similar stuff here. It's going to be cold in Lambeau. It'll be pretty cool to see these two old school type teams in Super Bowl I rematch, if you will. But I'm going to go. I can't bet against the Chiefs. And I would definitely have Pacheco, and I do have Pacheco, with the over on rushing yards. It was 66.5 rushing yards according to Underdog Fantasy, and I have him going over. I think the Packers defense, they're very vulnerable to the run. Isaiah Pacheco runs very hard, running very hard in the cold. Defenses get tired of that shit. 6-point favorites on the road to the Packers. They'll cover. I like the Chiefs 31-20 over the Packers. And Monday Night Football, Bengals, Jaguars. This would have been a lot more intriguing if Joe Burrow was not out for the season, and that was another fantasy quarterback that I had, and of course he's out. I'm sorry. Jaguars come off a really very impressive offensive performance. They've got to figure some things out defensively. This might be kind of a get-right defensively game for them, especially in primetime on Monday Night Football. Trevor Lawrence has got it going. Doug Peterson's got them rolling as well down in Jacksonville. The Jaguars are favored at home by 8 points, and that's a big-time spread, but I still think the Jaguars, they'll win by 10. 31-21 over the Bengals. I think Browning will have a better game, but the Bengals just are not the same without Joe Burrow. Well, that does it for the NFL. So let's preview the college football slate. And yes, all of these sports books organized into, where's BetStamp? Right here. BetStamp's right here. That same website, they've also got NCAA stuff. Especially with the NIL, you can start betting on all of this. Bet on specific players, and the ones I've got, I'm looking at that Oregon and Washington game, and we're going to preview that here in a second. So let's do the college football roundup conference championship preview. All right, so there's a lot of conference championship games that are on the line right now. Conference USA, is kicking it off technically this week with New Mexico State at Liberty. And the intriguing thing about this is New Mexico State had that big time upset over Auburn. Like, not just upset, but they beat the living shit out of Auburn a couple weeks ago. Taking on Liberty, who's just very impressive this year. I like Liberty to win the Conference USA, and I think they're one of the most impressive stories in college football this year. Very very cool to see that. That's really all I got to say. Liberty's going to win big, 34-17 over New Mexico State. Probably the most intriguing and the most exciting game, the Pac-12 championship, the last Pac-12 championship until they figure some shit out there. Oregon and Washington. Basically, the winner of this is going to go to the college football playoff. It's just that's plain and simple. That's what's going to happen. It's a rematch of an amazing game about a month ago, where I thought Oregon had it and Washington somehow pulled it out. The two Heisman candidates battling back and forth. They say basically whoever has better game in this one is the front runner for the Heisman. I am kind of steering a different direction, and I am kind of taking a shot in the dark, but I've got a weird feeling that the defenses are going to show up in a bigger way in this game and wreak a little bit more havoc. Both quarterbacks over-unders around 300. I have them both going under 300 yards. And maybe I'm crazy for that. But I think you might see some hard-fought defensive battle. Not just only defense, but not as an offensive explosion that you might expect. I'm going with the Oregon Ducks in this one. Revenge game over Washington. They will win and lock themselves into the college football playoff. 31-28 walk-off field goal, Oregon over Washington for the Pac-12 championship. Oklahoma State and Texas. People are saying Texas wins. They will likely get in. They're a one-loss team, so there's more of an argument there. Do they deserve it more than certain other teams that might be undefeated? It's the Big 12 championship. Texas is about to go to the SEC, so this could mean a lot. But Oklahoma State's no pushover either. I don't think you'll beat Texas, though, in this game. It'll be a good game. I like the Longhorns in this one. And I'm not putting too much thought into this one. Just gut feeling. 35-21, Texas over Oklahoma State. Boise State, UNLV is the Mountain West Championship. To be honest, don't know a whole lot about these teams. But it seems like Boise State, every time I look, they're in contention to win the Mountain West. Really is UNLV as well. Boise's favored, but really is a toss-up. Looking back at Boise's games this year, they're 7-5. It's kind of been hot and cold for them this year. They could put up points. The only time they've been really held was to UCF, which they were on fire at the beginning of the year. Other than that, Boise's going to score. They're going to score points. The problem is, can UNLV slow them down, or can they keep up with them? It's going to be a high-scoring affair. Go with the over on whatever you find the over-under end up being. Right now on the ESPN, what do they have their over-under at? At 58.5, I'd go over. I think both teams will be in the 40s. I like 45-42, Boise State over UNLV. SMU and Tulane. Talk about you can put up points right now. Can the Green Wave keep it rolling? And this is a kind of a roll tide, wouldn't it? I'm stupid dad jokes. Tulane will keep it rolling. They'll beat SMU. It won't be as close as the other conference championship games. 27-20, Tulane over SMU. Let's talk about the SEC championship. Georgia, Alabama. Is anybody else mad or frustrated that Alabama's got a chance to get into the college football playoff when they thought they were going to be out of it? It's like a team that's destined to get back to it. You got to hand it, and I've been listening to Nick Saban on the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to them. Very interesting football mind. Kind of talked about the intricacies of the sport and how he handles and goes about business week to week. Very focused and expects a lot of his players. And I've been impressed listening to him. Georgia's so good though. They haven't lost in so damn long. This will be a good game. This could be the game of the year. Could be the game of the decade. There's no quit in Alabama. But I can't pick against Georgia. Georgia's so damn good this year. I think you'll see it close in the beginning. I think you'll see Georgia just put their foot on the pedal late and get a double-digit win, 31-21 over Alabama. And Georgia will be, obviously, in the college football playoff, the last Final Four that we'll have. All right, my boys up at App State. Did not think we'd get here, but I am stoked that we are. I'm not putting any bets on this. Y'all are more than welcome to. Look at App State. Look at all the running backs they've got. If Nate Noel's back, I would put him in to score a touchdown. I like Aguilar to throw at least 2 touchdowns in this game against Troy. Troy's a very, very good team, though. But Aguilar's been rolling lately. App State's been rolling. They've been finding ways, and I'm not going to just toot my own horn, but they haven't lost since the Marshall game. That's the game I went to. And we won that game and went on. And by the way, I can say I was a part of App State for a short period of time. I graduated from App State, so I'm saying we, so y'all can suck it. I'm in debt to them, literally. So, I don't like to pick them because I feel like I jinx stuff, but I do like App State to win the Sun Belt Championship. Come on, let's do it. And just get me all excited and try to have my weekend go right a little bit. App State 31, Troy 27. The SWAC championship. I like Florida A&M, honestly, in that, and I'm not going to put a whole lot of thought into it. Florida A&M has been pretty solid this year, so let's go with them. I'm not putting any bets on that. 21-17. The ACC championship. This is really interesting because Florida State has a lot of significant injuries, and people are questioning if they can even be in the college football playoff without their starting quarterback. If they win this, yes, they deserve to do it. If they do it with the backup and they show how impressive they can be, they absolutely deserve to be in the Final Four. I don't think they win. I am going a very big underdog in this one. And I am going to pick Louisville, and they're only 2.5 point dogs in this one. I don't know why. Louisville, 24-21 over Florida State, ending their national championship aspirations this year. Why not play spoiler? And Iowa, Michigan, biggest story is, can Iowa do anything on offense? I'm so glad the Big Ten's getting revamped, though, because it's just a joke. If you're in the Big Ten West, you're going to be in, and you're half decent, you can be in the Big Ten Championship. And then the East, you got the 3 top-tier teams, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and they don't have a schedule like Iowa did. Iowa's a tough group, though. They're going to do everything to grind it out. I have J.J. McCarthy going over 200 yards in this game. I actually, the over-under for Iowa's quarterback, feels so bad for him, it was like 97.5 points, yards, passing yards. I put him to go over 100 yards in this one. Iowa offensively has struggled, but they got to try to get something, and they might as well. I mean, they're going for the Big Ten Championship. Throw everything at them. Do I think Iowa can be within the 21.5? No. Michigan's good. Michigan's really good. Whether it's the Youngsteins or not, they're really good. 45-13. It's going to be it's a blowout. Michigan, and they solidify themselves into the national championship discussion. Well, that does it. That does it for the picks this week. And, yeah, so if y'all like this, make sure you hit that bell, hit that subscribe. Anytime this show goes on, make sure you check out my friends at BetStamp. I appreciate them coming on board. It's a lot of stuff we've been doing behind the scenes to make stuff work. Very excited that it's happening. Check that website, signupexpert.com/ZB. Go through all the stuff that you can see. I'm excited to see what happens this week in all the sports betting world. Let's see if I jinx people or not. I'm excited for a lot of good football. Y'all leave some comments down below what you think your picks are this weekend. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.